All right. Good morning. Welcome to the great outdoors. As you can see, it is Saturday. We spent our first night here. I'm not going to say where we're at. I sort of know, but if you were to show me the map, I wouldn't be able to show you exactly where it is. I've never been here before. I'm going to be doing plenty of videos while I'm here. At least that's the plan anyway. I'll probably give more details. You guys won't see this till we get back to good old Jonesboro. Grab a Bible if you have one. I do have mine. I actually have 3 devotional books down here with me, but we're going to do this one. I might try to finish this one up first and then get into the other one that we're already doing and finish it up and then start a new one. We got Parker, the golden doodle, over there. He's with me. He's going to be my sidekick for today. This is January the 23rd and Beside the Still Waters devotional from 2021. The title of this one's called The Good Samaritan, and yes, we are going to read that story and more. Go to Luke chapter 10, starting at verse 25. Jalon, it's Jalon, Yoder. It could be Yalon, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Jalon Yoder from Carpenter, W.Y. It escapes me at this moment where that would be. I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not too familiar with some of the state short forms. So anyway, let's read it. Luke 10, 25. The Good Samaritan. Good story in the Bible. Now a lawyer stood up. That means a man who knows the law of Moses quite well. A lawyer stood up and tested him, Jesus, saying, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" He answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." He said to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this, and you will live." But he, desiring to justify himself, said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered, "A man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, and stripped him of his clothing, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. By chance, a priest came down that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So he saw him, he was down in trouble, went around him." Sadly, there are people in this world who would do this. I know it. All right. So likewise, a Levite, when he came to that place, looked at him and passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, who would be half Jewish, who didn't associate with Jews, by the way, they weren't supposed to, and Jews weren't supposed to associate with them. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine. Then he set him on his own donkey and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day when he departed, he took out 2 denarii, and gave them to the innkeeper, and said to him, "Take care of him. I will repay you whatever else you spend when I return." Now which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? He said, "The one who showed mercy on him." Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." As they went, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. She had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she came to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me alone to serve, or to serve alone? Then tell her to help me." She thinks Jesus is on her side and going to rebuke the sister. Jesus answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken from her." My mother used to hate it. Mom, if you're watching, let me remind you of this. I knew that story since I was a kid, and sometimes my mother would be complaining about all the stuff to do in the home, and I'd say, "Mom," or I'd get her attention, and I'd say, "Martha, Martha." And I know she was mumbling under her breath for me to shut up, because she got it. "Martha, Martha, you're worried about all the housework when you should be doing something better." All right, the Good Samaritan. They got Luke 10:33. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. Who is the wounded man in the parable of the Good Samaritan? It may be a brother or sister in your church. Jesus referred to a very unlikely person when he mentioned the Samaritan. The Jews looked down on the Samaritans, but this Samaritan went out of his way to help the wounded man. The priest and Levite were spiritual leaders, yet they walked on by and did not help. Sometimes we tend to see needs outside the church and miss the fact that our brother is hurting. The Samaritan bound up the injured man's wounds and poured in oil and wine. Then he carried the man to the inn on his own donkey, which meant that he had to walk. Helping our brother might mean getting down and walking with him. It will take effort and will get us out of our comfort zone. That's true. The Samaritan did not ridicule the wounded man for getting into this scrape. We need to sympathize with our brother, yet help him find victory through Christ. Telling him to just get over it will seldom help. We must remember the kindness and mercy God has shown us. The Samaritan also left money at the inn for further care of the injured man. Helping the hurting will often be more than a one-time thing. We will need to stay in contact with the struggling brother and make sure he's coming out on top. Helping our brother will often help us in our own journey. Let's be on the lookout for the hurt and struggling ones around us and show the love of Christ to them. At the bottom it says, a brother wounded on the way needs a good Samaritan today. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. Remember, the church is a hospital. We are like the doctors and nurses. We can pray, we can show love, compassion, we can care for people. I've done it, especially in the Philippines. I enjoyed it. Wish I could do that more here, but it's a little bit harder in the States. But anyway, food for thought, as I like to say. God bless you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you in the next Beside the Still Waters devotional from 2021.